Hi, good morning and welcome to another episode of Ask Avijit Arya. Today we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. The most exciting part right now for us, all of us at Internet Moguls here in New Delhi, is the new Fast and Furious movie, how technology is completely taken over, and Paul Walker, who's not part of the movie, is actually part of the movie and apparently done very well in spite of not being in the movie, you know what I mean. So great job done to the technicians and a great tribute to Paul Walker. I think everybody loves what he's done so far, and Fast and Furious 7 would not have been the same without him. Let's see what they do with the other episode. Is he going to be there? Are they going to remember him at all in the other movies, or is this the end of the episode? For me, I'm a Rock fan. I can't call him anything but Rock, and I, for one, have guilty of not seeing the movie yet. But some of my colleagues in the office have told me that it's definitely a worth a watch. Although, like every Fast and Furious movie, there is always a mixed. There are always mixed reviews. Once this video goes live, we're going to show you some edits of the movie as well. Right now, the discussion that's been happening, we were thinking what to make this show about. It's all about net neutrality, everything on TV. So is this also filtered news? You know, basically net neutrality, they're saying, is basically how the telecoms and the large companies are trying to filter the kind of information that comes to you based on how much revenue they get from different apps and different channels from across the world. The internet is obviously not restricted, but if you remember in one of our first videos, what we had said was that I foresee a time, because eventually I'm not for either sides right now. I'm personally trying to make up my mind, but I also know that freedom should be the principle and the constitutional right, constitutional right of everyone. However, for freedom to be monitored and to be given to all, somebody needs to make money as well. So maybe I think they might be correct when they say that they need to choose a medium path, but that does not mean overtaxing people without making it as transparent as possible. But now, while looking at net neutrality and looking at the AIB show and looking at Arnab Goswami shout on the topic is done so passionately like he does about every other topic on net neutrality, I sometimes wonder, and I was wondering to myself 9:30 last night, that is this also filtered? That, you know, maybe there's a lot of information happening across the world, but they want us to focus only on net neutrality. So is that also filtered and we're watching that news for a particular reason? So a lot of interesting stuff. Sometimes you can't really believe in what you see, and especially now that they're saying they want you to see what they feel is correct. So it is a scary world out there. I always spoke about privacy scaring me. You don't have to be doing the right or the wrong stuff, but just for the fact that you're a family person and you make an honest living, you still don't want your private pictures, videos, and whatever you're doing to be accessible by all the multi-million-dollar companies. And tomorrow, I'm sure they will come up with a new rule saying we are reselling the pictures which were already ours because you signed in on the fine print, which you never read on while downloading your app. So it is a very different world. We all need to know about it. We all need to see these kind of videos, and hence this discussion here. And I won't keep it boring by just having it to me. We want to discuss with a lot of people, and I might not be the best age demographic for this, so therefore we're now asking Keith. You've seen some of Keith's videos on the Internet Mogul site. So Keith, what do you think about what's going to affect us the most, or you the most?
Okay, so in my honest opinion, I think it's net neutrality is what they're going to do is pathetic if they start doing this to us as individuals, as users, blocking us with information. If they block all the information that we are able to access, it's pathetic, because obviously you are paying for information. Firstly, you're charging us for accessing that information. It's not all free. Secondly, you're telling us that what to view on top of all that. And I think one huge major flaw that will happen, which will take place, is that when they start telling us that what all sites we should view, and Facebook would take a tumble. Because I mean, if I go tomorrow as a user and I want to check something out on Facebook, and it's blocked, or if I get a slow internet connection, like they say that they'll have slow lanes and fast lanes, and one of my Facebook pages is in a slow lane, what would I do? I mean, my business, right? My business goes for a complete stumble, and how would I market myself to another person? Even if I'm giving free information out there, which the other person doesn't have to pay a penny to me, it's still, for me, my reputation goes down, and it's huge for me.
Sure. So yes, it is going to, it is definitely affecting things. But as the medium evolves, I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate here. As the medium evolves, a lot of new things are going to happen. It cannot be. Sometimes I also wonder why have only 4 countries accepted net neutrality. I need to research more to say what happened to the rest of them, and what was there a trade-off? It was 100% net neutrality. But this is what we've been telling all our viewers for a very long time. The internet no longer continues to be inexpensive, nor does it not for research, not for knowledge and not for marketing your product. So first, like Keith mentioned, first you pay a service provider to use the internet, then you pay per click to get to the information on their sites, and when they come back to you, they come back to you with a package to say this is how you can buy. So it is obviously commerce driven. So somewhere you have to, maybe the future is going to be that knowledge based information is free, but ad based information is obviously driven by ads. And so somewhere the telecom operator or the ad people, they come together and they make a model. That could be the new internet. So Satyendra, what do you think is going to be most affected? You seem to be so unhappy since the morning because net neutrality and all of that. How is that affecting you?
Avijit, I've been researching a bit on this, and to be honest, I saw a video on TED Talks, and I can be very sure Google is doing it too. Well, what Google does is it has it acts as a gatekeeper to your services and information. So what you do is, for example, if you search or if you browse something on Google, it captures your data, it shows you ads according to that, which is not a big deal, it's quite relevant and is in existence. But what net neutrality would do is, Google would actually capture your data, place a price tag on it, and then ask you for the same if you ask for the same information, it'll ask you for the pay sum or anything that you have to pay for that information. But I think, Avijit, if you watch, for example, you have these kind of movies premiered online, so you'll have to pay a hefty sum just to access information on those movies. We'll have to pay hefty sum on apps that shows ads, and for marketers or retailers, it is really going to be a big mess.
So I think what's going to happen is that two things. One is they know what we want. They know our ad. They know our patterns on how we navigate online. So they're automatically wanting to show us what we want, and then based on what we consume more and what we get addicted to, and that's the purpose of some of these sites, to get us addicted to it. And it's our fault when we get addicted to it 24/7. Then they're going to charge us more. So how much of that is fair and how much of that is part of just the whole e-commerce will soon pan out. I think we've only got just about 1 lakh plus written applications, and if I've read it right, if I saw the video right, and they're asking for 20 questions to be filled before you can fill up that application to try. I don't know how many people are going to fill up that form. Hence, it seems that with all this awareness and all of that, this had to come out because they wanted to throw it out in the public and democratize the whole process, which has already happened. But how many people have actually, after hearing the whole pictures of both internet political parties and have gone to vote? I don't know. Nobody's really voted. So if you haven't voted, you're not going to see. I think you're going to see is what you're going to see, the one-sided result. To keep it a little less intense, because I know I tend to get carried away when I talk about any of these subjects, is cricket. So Keith, I know, is exactly like me in one aspect for sure, which is that you're not a cricket fan. So let's ask Satyendra. Guilty as charged. Yeah. So what happened in cricket? And
well, I guess I feel the Gale Storm was overpowered by the Dale Sting, you can say, or the Dale gun. As of yet, yesterday, I mean, it was an exciting match. I tell you, Avijit, Sunrisers, they beat Royal Challengers, and you could see Virat Kohli's face. And Anushka was there, I tell you, and she was red-faced. Well, I mean, that was a hot topic for the gossipers and the gossip industry. I guess it's fun, and let's see what IPL this season brings us for.
IPL it's another this thing. Like when we talk about Facebook and internet marketing today, everybody in our team, and we're going to introduce you to some of them after we go out and show you the rest of the office and what everybody is busy with. Almost everybody seems to be doing an IPL campaign for their client. Could be a hotel, restaurant, spa, anybody that we work with here at Internet Moguls, everybody seems to be doing IPL based. How far is IPL going to be successful? Are they already started losing money right after the World Cup? There's been an IPL, and then there'll be another IPL or there'll be some other match. Therefore, I think what's going to happen in India, and I'm very excited about which shorter format goes. Like they're only investing in the table tennis competitions in Bombay, where a lot of my friends went for, which were non-existent. So a lot of people like Keith, I would know, would still shy away from these games, and we'll connect over the internet on a internet-based War of Worlds or some video game. So between those video games and the offline world, there's a lot of marketing opportunities for brands out there. End of the day, we can't help but talk about our business, which is to help your business to get more people and more eyeballs and more people to come to your website. And with all these third-party events which are happening, like from the IPL to the hockey match to the table tennis, from the table tennis and all of that happening, there is opportunity, there are eyeballs, and these eyeballs are measurable now on different channels. And like, let's not talk about Facebook and everything for the next few episodes, if you all agree. Let's now talk about Snapchat, and let's talk about Vine, and let's talk about Periscope, and let's talk about Meerkat, and let's talk about all these new formats which are coming, which we have just started exploring, and people who are watching this video would be able to access and talk more about. And we just love to get some more views on from some of the millennials and some of real social media people. So this camera will follow us around in the office and get you some views on net neutrality. And I hope by the end of this episode, you get to know exactly what net neutrality is, and you actually make the conscious effort to go and actually vote on that try side. We're not trying to influence any decision here. Whatever's your vote, you should actually, as an informed netizen, go and make an informed decision and do whatever you think is right, but do something. Thanks for watching, and we will now continue with everybody else in the office. Start. Lunch, net neutrality during lunchtime. What do you think? It's such a hot topic. What's happening in this?
Yes, makes a lot of sense. And
makes a lot of sense, and they should actually monitor the internet and charge 3 times what they're charging right now, right?
No, that's like, I mean, that's unacceptable.
Okay.
I don't think this serious. Consumer of the internet, they download a lot of stuff, movies and this and that, and go to a lot of YouTube channels and Netflix, this and that. So that way it's unacceptable. And when I've done the needful, I've sent the mail. I just hope that works out.
Excellent.